Let us explore the MapTiler Advanced Weather plugin inside Oracle Analytics. Please check the video description for plugin download and deployment steps. I will begin by dragging MapTiler Weather H3 onto the canvas. Now, I am mapping my location data using latitude and longitude. Depending on the data, I can also work with geometry as text or place-based input. Once the data is mapped, the plugin starts in points. That is a useful first view because I can immediately confirm that the locations are landing in the right places. Before I go further, one important setup step comes first. This plugin needs a MapTiler API key to load the base map and the weather layers. So I am clicking the MapTiler API key control, entering the key, and clicking Save. Now that the map is ready, I will stay on points for a moment. In points mode, I can show the exact site locations, and this is helpful when I want the audience to see the individual positions first before I move into a more summarized view. From here, I am switching to heat map. Heat map is a good next step because it helps me move from individual locations into density. Instead of focusing on every point, I can start showing where activity is building up across the map. And here, I can adjust controls such as radius, intensity, opacity, blur, weighting, glow, inverse heat, emphasis, and optional minimum and maximum values. Now that the viewer has seen both the raw locations and the density pattern, this is a good time to introduce the weather layers. So now I am clicking weather modes. Here I have several options including temperature, rain and snow, pressure, radar, cloud cover, and wind. I will start with temperature. This is an advanced weather plugin that shows current conditions and the next 5 days of real-time forecast directly inside the map. Once it loads, the plugin overlays forecast temperature information on the map. And with globe projection, I can move around the globe and explore these forecasts across the world using the MapTiler Weather engine. I can also click Enable Weather pop-up, which helps surface temperature values for the locations I am discussing. And again, let me take a moment to show you those values appearing clearly on the screen. Now, let me show the forecast timeline. At the bottom, I have a play button and a time slider. This lets me move forward through the forecast and show how the weather changes over time. This forecast is dynamic and it keeps refreshing forward for the next 5 days on the timeline. So I can click play, let the forecast move, and then pause on a specific moment if I want to discuss one condition more carefully. From there, I can move through the other weather models as well. Rain and snow helps me talk about precipitation. And here I can take a moment and move around the globe so the layer is easier to see. Pressure gives another weather context layer. And again, let me move around the globe and show you how that layer looks across different regions. Radar is a really good one to stay on for a little longer because it is very visual and easy to follow on screen. At this point, I can also introduce a new dataset using geometry as text and overlay that geometry on top of the radar layer. That gives me a nice combination of weather movement together with my own geometry-based business context. And this is also a very good time to stay on globe, move around the map, and switch into night mode because radar plus geometry can stand out much more clearly in that view. And while I am on radar, this is also a good moment to run the animation again and let the viewer watch the movement more clearly. Cloud cover helps me show cloud distribution, and wind is often one of the most visually engaging layers, especially when it is shown across a larger region. Together, these weather models give me both the current view and the next 5 days of forecast in one map experience. Now let me come to H3. H3 is for point-based latitude and longitude data, so I am clicking H3. From here, I can quickly adjust the H3 styling, aggregation, resolution, labels, and color scale. that aggregates the points into hexagonal bins, giving me a clearer view of concentration, hotspots, gaps, coverage, and regional patterns with the weather context. I can also bring in a PBF tiles link if I want an added vector tile overlay. There is also a rectangular selection box, so I can select an area, keep only or remove only, and pass those selected values to other visuals on the same canvas. And towards the end, I can quickly point out the full screen option and the screenshot camera option. And from there, I can carry the same view forward into deeper analysis, follow up exploration, or research across the rest of the canvas.